What's up, everybody? It's Black here with Illuminaughty.com. And today, I'm here with my boy JG.
Yo.
And the one and only Black Hokage.
I don't even know why I'm here because according to the comment section on the last review, they wanted Black. They said, fuck me.
Damn. Well, I'm here now. All right, so we are back with another episode, another review of Black Lightning. I almost said Black Panther, but we're back with Black Lightning, and boy, oh boy, I'm actually really happy with like where the series is going. What about you guys?
I have to agree.
Yeah, I like the tone. I feel like they're modeling the show more after the Netflix series versus it feels very different compared to the rest of the CW series. The rest of the CW series feels very lighthearted, and this feels very insular. It feels very personal.
It feels real.
Insular?
Yeah.
Use a big words, boy.
Insular is not a big word.
It is a big word for all these
maybe in the Midwest, in the South.
It's three syllables.
That's right.
It's a big word for a lot of people.
This nigga, down south is a big word, but whatever. Yeah, but I would call it insular because like it's like I said, it's personal. Like you feel the effects of when people die versus the other CW shows. It's just kind of like the typical kind of superhero stuff. Like we're just here to save the day type stuff.
Like it makes you actually care.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what that means. But anyway,
it means it's its own thing. It's a contained story. It has its own vibe.
I told you it was a big word.
Oh my god. Like it's like insulate, bro. Like
oh, I feel that. Why didn't you say it before?
That's my god. It's contained.
That's why no one likes you.
Being difficult and shit, man.
Christ.
Two syllable words, bro. Two syllable words.
Whatever.
All right. That's the spirit. So I would agree though. I would agree. It's very insular. I like the fact that it feels really real. Like it's really relatable to a lot of things that are going on. So episode 3, how did it start off? I believe it starts off with Anissa? Anissa was trying to test out her powers, I think.
It was like going back and forth. It started with the funeral.
Oh yeah, the funeral of LaQuanda.
He said LaQuanda?
Whatever her name was.
LaWanda?
It's LaWanda, bro.
I was close. It's something.
Man said LaQuanda. You made it.
And then what was it?
Ratchet, bro.
And then Black Lightning, the police officer and the preacher got into a little spat backstage, where like they were kind of testing each other, trying to see who was really for the hood and stuff like that.
Like, I like that because it was real on both sides. The pastor was saying clearly there's some dirty cops going on, and then what's his name? Begins with the H. The light-skinned black dude of the police force. He's like
Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson. That's what it is.
It's calling the commissioner.
That's what I was saying. But yeah, Henderson. He was like, I'm out here in these work boots, and I don't got a $25,000 watch on my wrist because I ain't icy, and I don't got no silk handkerchief. And that's also a thing that is real too, that needs to be addressed, that I was happy was addressed, that a lot of these church folks that are here writing these forums and then asking of the community to do things that they're not willing to do themselves. But unlike other people, this pastor, he was ready to actually go on the streets and do what he had to do. So I like things that actually talk about the culture and things that are really relevant.
I will say I did find it weird that like all throughout this episode, the pastor kept preaching that not God, but Black Lightning gave him hope. I was like, what kind of preacher are you, bruh? Like, you're supposed to be preaching the word of the Lord, regardless of how you feel, like in the comment section about God or like religion or whatever. I just found that to be kind of contradicting, that he wasn't preaching that Jesus or God gave him hope, but Black Lightning did. I thought that was weird.
No, but
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, here's the thing. He was saying that Black Lightning, and again, this goes back to the second episode. When he got his powers, he said that it was a blessing from God. And I feel like in this sense, he also feels like Black Lightning was a blessing from God. Okay. So that's why he said that.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, I believe in Black Lightning, not God.
No, okay, I missed that part because it came across like that. Okay.
No. He feel like it's a blessing. So
it is what it is.
So like I could see the confusion, but I definitely interpreted it as something completely different from you. But to each their own. I do think that was the latter of the two, though. Yeah, so moving from the little conversation that they had, what ended up happening was, I want to say Jennifer and her boyfriend were talking on the roof. Happened next, right?
I believe so.
Jennifer and her boyfriend, who I don't know if y'all said this, but her boyfriend looked like that nigga's like easily 28, bro. I don't care.
I mean that's how they always do. Like they always do like 20. Like you can't get no real high school kid to act.
Well, one for the work
child
laws,
labor laws. So
yeah,
it's easier to hire somebody who looks young.
That nigga, bro, that John Lennon looked like he's 30. Anyway,
I mean, the dude Tom Holland is like 25, but he still looks 14. That's just what they do.
21.
That boy 25.
He's 21.
Is he? I thought he was mid 20.
I was like, I know he went that old, man.
Even still
like
at 21, like I felt like I looked older at 21 than he
young.
did.
Yeah, I agree.
I bet you about the same age. I don't know. But anyway, I would say that nigga look old. But anyway, they were talking on the roof, talking about how they're gonna have sex, and it was weird because he was like, "Hey, yeah, tell your parents we're gonna have sex." Like, what? Like, I don't know who says that. It was kind of weird. Like, that's one of the moments where I felt like it was really unbelievable. But
yeah, no, that part is not relatable.
Well, yeah, it's not relatable on the most things, but like he said in the middle of the episode, maybe we've been too liberal with our kids. So I mean, it is believable because I don't want to say that black people are a hive mind. We may have not seen it, but maybe like they were just super liberal and it was just like, once again, an insulated incident. And like, to be honest, like she just wanted to give him a little pussy because like he said that he was gonna run so fast that he was gonna run himself out the hood and he was taking her with her, and that got her excited. So what's wrong with he's doing what he's doing, little Blackberry Allen, fake Wally West.
Alrighty. I once again, that's still like one of the parts I was like, yo, this is what we really doing out here? Nah, bro. That's kind of, I don't know.
Also, in her defense too, when she was talking to the sisters, she was just fucking with the parents too. That's not how she actually was. She was just trying to mess with them. If you don't remember that.
Yeah, and that's why she wanted her sister there, so she can engage and witness like how the parents acted, because they did the similar thing to Anissa as well when she came out. And regardless
of that scene wasn't real, later in the episode when the dad approaches old boy, that was real when he checked him by how he washed himself.
That was also Bad Boys type stuff.
Also, moving on. One of the scenes that I liked was Black Lightning actually practicing shooting his lightning. And I was like, I like that because it's so like he has it, but he's still a little rusty. So he had to come up with like using finger guns to actually shoot lightning so he can aim better.
Right. What's the name? Did this happen before or after this? You remember Anissa was practicing her abilities, and then she went to the library.
That was before.
I think we skipped over.
No. The library was way later on in the episode.
No, not the library. The library. When she was
practicing the junkyard.
Yeah, like what you were saying. Yeah.
But I could have swore she went to the library right after.
Yeah, she did.
But that's later on in the episode.
Okay.
Yeah, later on. Yeah.
Never mind.
So after Black Lightning is done practicing his lightning moves with the Taylor, what's that dude's name?
I don't know.
The what dude?
The Taylor, the Italian dude.
I don't know. What's his deal?
We'll call him Alfred.
Why is he tapped into all the police departments like gear and shit like that? Like what? They need to explain his backstory because this man is just like some random tailor.
Yeah, we don't know his background. We just know that he's been helping Black Lightning and he wants him to continue to be Black Lightning. So
man got a whole lair in his shop, bro. So moving on, we have my boy Tobias. He pulls up on some I guess his boss at this point, because I guess even he has a boss. And he gives her a bag, and then in return she's like, yeah, Black Lightning is alive. He's inspiring the youth. He's inspiring these pastors. I need you to go put a stop to it. And then he's like, no, I killed Black Lightning myself. And she's like, nah, he alive. So yeah, they addressed that.
I'm a little confused by that scene.
Bad guy.
Is that his boss, or are they partners? And then are we really establishing another villain? We just killed Lala. It's like, it's like we don't even know Tobias. Like, I think Tobias has the potential to be a very interesting character because they've hinted at he has self-hatred type issues, especially with that white girl following him around. And then he said several times that he hates X type of Negroes and this like that. So I thought they were going to kind of develop him. And then episode 3, they introduced Living My Life Like It's Golden, and it just confused me.
Lady.
I mean, yeah, but well, I guess we don't know right now. They might actually be partners, but it generally doesn't happen whenever like he's giving the bag to them, because obviously Lala owed Tobias, and I'm assuming that Tobias ended up getting whatever product that he's getting initially from Lady Eve. So
she said something very interesting too. That once again, it's very relatable if you're black and you're like, I guess, woke, as they would say. But she was like, I'm okay with people believing in God because it controls the people. I just don't want them having hope and like taking back the streets. And like, I'm paraphrasing on that, but I was like, that's some real ass shit, like about using religion to control black people. But I feel like that would fly over a lot of people's heads.
Absolutely.
True. Then after that, it actually goes to the scene with them on the roof, but we already talked about that and their weird sex talk. And then we see old girl and we see Anessa in the library checking out the Asian Buddha.
Hey, she was doing genetic mutation research. Okay,
and she's checking out that Asian Buddha.
You said she's Anessa.
So Anessa's curious about her powers and whatnot. So she goes to where any black person would go to find out about, stuff. Which is not the internet, the library, which is I thought was weird, but I would have went to the internet. But like MD, that MD page, and she's like reading books, like real books. This is like really foreign to me, and I'm like, yo, what are these things? And
I just find it interesting that the first chick that she runs into happens to also be a lesbian that's trying to fuck. It's like, we get it, she's a lesbian.
It was really
it's very forward.
Yeah, they were both really forward. I thought that was really interesting. Like, that's how it is for them. Like
what a kawinky dig, right?
Just on site.
Lesbian librarians, let's go. It sounds like a porno.
You should, you just meet this girl. It's like, hey, come to my party. Like, all right, you're extra friendly.
Name was Grace, right?
What she was on.
Also, I gotta. I'll talk about when we get to that scene. I'll talk about it. But yeah, she invited her to a cosplay party. I'll talk about that later.
Super nerdy.
Next we see Henderson and Jefferson talking in the hallway of the school about trying to stop the pastor from going on with his plan because he knows there's going to be retaliation. But the pastor he's dead set. He ain't changing his mind. I don't know about y'all, but I just get this vibe that Henderson is a dirty cop.
Really?
I don't know. I think he's playing by the books, but I don't know. Anything can happen. I think
if they say he's a dirty cop, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because weren't they like lifelong friends? I don't think he would live next door to somebody that is a dirty cop. And keep in mind, because he's Black Lightning, he sees both sides of the field. It's not just him taking the word of the cop. It's him actually being in the field and seeing what he's doing, because they're always dropping in on what Black Lightning is doing. So he sees how he moves.
Yeah, we know that somebody is, but we're going to get to that part. I don't think that Henderson is the one, though.
All I'm saying is, I'm calling it now. Episode 3 review. I think Henderson is a dirty cop. That's just me. But, all right, if y'all say so. Next, we see... I got to figure out this dude's name. We see Jefferson and the Taylor in their lair trying to... How this nigga has a hologram projector of the city, I don't know. And
okay, his name is Peter Gamby. So
Peter Gamby.
Yeah.
All right,
Peter.
They never say his name.
I want to say Jefferson's ex-wife did when they confronted one another about him becoming Black Panther. I mean, Black Lightning.
I missed it. It was very, very.
It was
very
quick.
Yeah.
But Peter, good old Pete. Yeah. So they're trying to figure out a way to change the route of the parade so Black Lightning can have a better vantage point of the route and stop anyone that's trying to cause problems. I thought it was interesting because the fact that once again this dude has all of this tech It's like, why? Just why?
Why does a tailor need all that?
Like, what was his background beforehand? Like, how? I'm just really curious. But anyway, y'all got answers? Like, what did he do, bro?
I don't know.
Was he in the military? I don't know.
He's also the most youthful, like, old man I've ever seen.
I feel that, bro.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like something is just awful. Like, I feel like it's a young dude in like old dude makeup. Like, it just doesn't feel like an actual old dude.
Got a little too much pep in his step.
Basically, this man's a little too giddy for an adventure for an old man.
Following that, Jefferson and his wife or ex-wife, they are talking in the kitchen, and then that's when Jen comes down and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking my boyfriend on Saturday, guys. 6 o'clock. Be there or be square. Haha, I'm out." I thought that conversation went interesting. Like, you know, he could have just said, like, Black Lightning could have just said no.
I mean, in her defense, in the previous episode, she just went through a traumatic event where she got pretend shot. And, you know, she thought, you know, YOLO, you only live once. I could die tomorrow, so she just want to get a little dick. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, she was already drinking, so might as well have sex before you might possibly die, right?
I guess.
It's real in the hood of Metropolis.
Metropolis?
Superman don't come to the hood.
You know he don't. Bet you he don't. But I was last time you see like.
Well, we know he doesn't. That's why Black Lightning exists, bro. Superman does not come to the hood.
Oh, you know what I thought was funny? In the library scene, Grace showed Anissa like the Outsiders comic book, and then they were talking about Supergirl and other superheroes. And I thought for a second, so is this like really saying that they won't do any crossovers because they're kind of breaking the fourth wall there?
Yeah. Also, if you notice when they were in the party, everybody was dressed like a Supergirl and like Flash and stuff like that. If you were paying attention to the party. When she was dressed like when she had the little skimpy Instagram thought outfit on, the little cat joint.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, then Anissa and Jen have their conversation, their little girl talk. I really didn't care about this part. What about you guys?
It was just whatever. Like, it just basically said, you know, she wanted her to be there so she could like see the look on her parents' face. But that was it.
Establishing their sisterly bond. The next scene, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Jefferson's ex-wife pulled up and she's like, hey, yo, I want Jenna to move in with me. Your life is too reckless. And he's like, nah, fam, this ain't going through. This ain't happening. And I was like, look at this. Another black woman trying to take away her children. Something black.
This guy. Yeah, did they ever explain why he has custody over the kids versus her? Did she do something?
No. I'm gonna assume due to the gender wage gap, he had more money and it was more affordable for them. I don't know. I'm just talking. I think it just happened like that. But what's interesting is she left. She left him. So I would assume she would have attempted to take the kids, but I guess he was like, nah, bro, they stay with me. So shout out to Jefferson for being a positive black role model and being in his kids' lives. We need more people like that. Any thoughts on that?
I just don't like the wife, the ex-wife. She's just selfish. I'm not gonna use the B word, but she's selfish.
She almost actually reminds me of the scene of Flash, where Iris is like, why did you leave me to stop the central city and
but it's on 10.
It's
on 10 though, because that was a specific moment. Like, she's just always like that. No, you can't use these amazing powers to help the neighborhood because we know Superman don't come to the hood. So
I don't want to see you get hurt.
Yeah, she's on the fence. She doesn't know what she wants because, like, in the conversation that they had, like when he first got his power, she was like, "Oh, like I loved it. Like this is dope." And then once he gets hurt a couple times, then she's like, "No, I don't know about this anymore." So
it's just a stupid concept because it's like being an athlete. Oh, I don't want you to play basketball. You might twist your ankle, bro. Shit happens. Like, it is what it is.
You got to be prepared for it.
I know the risk.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it. I think she plays an interesting dynamic because it's like I feel like she cares for him as a person, but at the same time, it's like she knows the community needs him, but it's like she's selfish.
Yep.
Women.
Moving on. One of my favorite scenes. Jefferson pulls up on Jennifer's boyfriend, and it was a funny conversation. He was like, "How do you take a shower?" I was like, "Where is this going, my guy?" And then he was like, "How do you dry yourself off?" And he was like, "Start with my feet first and work my way up." Then Jefferson's like, "Okay, so you dry your fungus infected feet and then you put it all up on your dick, and now you trying to put your fungus dick in my daughter? Nah, fam, that ain't happening." I was like, "Yo."
That was a very interesting way to wash yourself. I did not understand that. I've never heard to wash your feet first and then your face.
He was talking about how he dries himself, I think.
Either way, it's still nasty.
I feel that. I work my way down personally, but that's just me. Anyone else want to share their hygiene tips? I brush twice a day.
Oh I mean, I didn't think that the way that he dried himself was a problem, even though he is an athlete. Like I do the same thing, so I don't know. I never thought that was an issue. It was interesting.
Whatever.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Remember, 21%.
I guess it's like the toilet paper thing. Sometimes you have it under or up. Just whatever you prefer. But up is the right way. Moving on. Okay. This scene right here. The cosplay scene. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been to a lot of cosplay parties. I've been to a bunch of events at Dragon Con, Anime Expo, and a bunch of other things, yada yada. Not Anime Expo, but a bunch of anime events, etc., etc. And only have I been to 2 really good cosplay parties, and one of which is I threw one of them. So it's like I look at this party and I see a bunch of beautiful, sexy chicks all dancing and skin tight, etc., yada yada yada, and I'm like, this is so unrealistic.
I mean, it's Hollywood. You gotta spice it up, make it look better than what it actually is.
Yeah, of course. But being a person that's actually involved in things like this is just like, come on, bro. There'd be at least a Harley Quinn that's 200 pounds more than what Harley Quinn really is. There'd be some weird niggas just standing there looking at everybody. But anyway,
it's entertainment. I feel like you're looking too much into it. I mean, how many librarians have you ever ran into had a comic book in their back pocket?
I mean, you're right. Well, none, because I don't go to the library. But you're right, though. You're right.
You don't even know how to pronounce library correctly. There's no berry in the library.
Just like a black person, boy. Library.
Yeah, I don't need this money.
That's great.
Lie. The place with all the books and the Dewey Decimal System. Anyway, so Anessa's out there getting her lesbian freak on, dancing with Grace. And her girlfriend at the time, Chanel, put up and she's like, "Oh, you cheating on me? Girlfriend, I have this." And then Grace was like, "Yo, y'all need to like step outside because we don't want any of that ratchet shit in here."
Yo, hold up. Did we skip the marching scene?
No, we did not.
No, yes, we did, because we didn't talk about dude getting shot. He definitely got shot.
What are you talking about? We did not skip the marching scene.
That's one of the final scenes, bro.
Exactly. Anessa's still at the party. She didn't go to the market.
I could have swore she was at the party and then she went to the hospital because dude got shot. Like, it was at the same time.
She was at the march.
Yeah, she was at the march.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
she did not pull up.
She didn't do that. You think she a savage like that? She had to go. She had, after the party, she had to go back because she specifically said, "I gotta go because I'm supposed to do the march." So she had to get out of her spandex, then go to the march, my guy.
Okay, my bad.
And before that, guys, Tobias hands one of his henchmen, looks like an MP5, some semi-automatic submachine. I don't know. It looked like a submachine gun, but anyway, he handed old boy the gun, and old boy was like, "Yeah, I'll take it, but I'm scared." And the dude, Tobias is savage. I like Tobias. The dude was like, "I need gloves to pick up the gun so I don't have my fingerprints on it." So Tobias hands him his handkerchief, and as the dude goes to reach for it, Tobias pulls out a knife and stabs the dude. It's like, "Hey, yo, don't be a bitch. You offered to do this. You said you wanted to rank up and replace Lala, yada yada yada, and you gonna do this for me." And then the dude just takes and then Tobias like, "Now stop bleeding on my desk," and then he walks away.
I had a problem with this scene.
Really?
Yeah, because I get that he was trying to be intimidating and make sure that he was gonna go do the job. My problem is the whole thing is he just asked for some gloves so he don't get his fingerprints on the gun. And even Tobias said, "Don't get your fucking fingerprints on the gun." So Tobias stabs him, and now he bleeds all over the gun. Like what? like he definitely gave away his DNA on that gun. Like that's all the like he didn't have to stab him. I thought that was mad extra. I get he's the villain, but I felt like they were playing up the whole villain thing a little too much because like logic says that
not efficient.
It wasn't efficient. Yeah, like you put blood on the gun now. His DNA's there.
My problem with this scene though is I like that, but it kind of contradicts your goal because it's like, how can you shoot if your hand is in pain now?
That too. You can't handle no submachine gun with one hand.
That recoil gonna hurt.
That wasn't popping, so he was weird with that one.
That recoil is gonna be a bitch with a big hole in it.
They're playing up he's a villain a little too much. He could have just gave him words to intimidate him. He didn't have to stab him.
But you know what? I felt like he just knew that he was gonna fuck up, and that's why he was there as well. Him and his right hand chick. Just to oversee everything. I think he just knew.
Can we call that the evil white chick Tammy?
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna call her Tammy. I don't like her.
Alright.
So the march is going on now. Black Lightning is up on the rooftops like he's Batman. And their plan worked where they had the Taylor set up like a detour route, and then the henchman with the hole in his hand and the gun pulls up on the parade, and he's about to let it spray, but then Black Lightning is like, "Not today, nigga!" And then he jumps off. I don't know how that building was easily 5 stories tall. He jumps off a 5-story tall building, lands on a car, destroys the car. I don't know who's gonna pay for the car because it really wasn't worth it. That's kind of a dick move. But anyway, then as dude's about to spray, Black Lightning just puts up this electric shield and is stopping all the bullets. And I'm like, yo, how is it doing that? I was just curious. If anyone can explain how like the lightning made a force field to stop all the bullets, please let me know because I'm very curious. But yeah, he makes the little lightning force field, stops all the bullets.
There's an electromagnetic shield. Static do the same thing.
Yeah, but I want it to be explained by a nigga with a degree.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if lightning touched a bullet, it'd stop it. It'll stop your heart.
I don't know for sure. So.
I'm not a scientist.
It's one of those, I'm not a scientist, but let's just suspend disbelief. Lightning is very powerful. Let's just suspend disbelief on this one. You're reading too much.
It would definitely alter its course.
And let's also add to the fact that this is a freaking superhero show, so it's not based on fiction. So let's do that.
I mean, I guess, but I just want to know some of the science. Where's Neil degree?
Well, maybe if you're getting that library, you might learn something.
But hold on, I just asked Siri what to do, bro. Like, how that shit work? Siri.
I guess.
But anyway, he stops the bullet. He prevents most of the people from dying, and Tobias, he's like, "Oh no, this nigga Black Lightning is alive." Hey yo, Tammy, hit him with that. And here's my thing. Tobias told Tammy to shoot Black Lightning and ends up killing the pastor. No, ends up shooting the pastor, and the bullet also hits Jennifer's boyfriend. And to that, I'm like, the car was parked, nobody was moving, they were singing. What threw off the bullet from hitting Black Lightning?
She just had a bad shot.
Like, if anything, if I was Tobias, I'd slap her. I'd like, you got it. It's like, bro, there was nothing obstructing
I'm more
your goal. Like, what?
I'm more upset that they brought out on the street what looked like a 50 cal. And that's how that bullet passed through both of them, because that shit looked like a 50 cal to me.
Yeah, that's not happening with another cal.
Where you get that type of weapon? Where you use that type of weaponry?
But also, at the same time, you ain't holding no 50 like a true 50 cal. You're not holding that just in a car like that.
Yeah,
like you got to be set up.
You got to have a stand with it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, but I was like,
well, you know, and you know that recoil is deadly, bro. To dislocate your shoulder.
Well, maybe that's how she missed the damn shot.
Yeah, maybe it was too high of a caliber for her, and she had to put that mug on the stand. So
I doubt that they would come unprepared using a gun that she's not equipped with. But if I don't see her in a sling the next episode, I don't know, bro. She needs to be.
At the same time, I could also say that even though he did say like hit Black Lightning, he also like came there in the first place because he didn't want the pastor to even do that in the first place. So he could have low key just been like, you know, just hit the pastor. But I'm pretty sure he did say like hit Black Lightning.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know. I know he wanted the pastor dead though. So I know he wasn't mad, but I really don't know what happened. Maybe she just missed.
And then the saddest thing happened. The bullet went through the pastor. The pastor was all right, and it hit Jennifer's boyfriend, and it hit his spine, and I think he's paralyzed now. And now they're trying to prevent my man from getting his nut. I'm like, bruh, this is what we're gonna do.
That's what you worried about.
I'm just saying, like, that's pretty heartbreaking. Like, homie can't move his hips. Like, yo, like, bruh, like,
what's the name?
Pretty sad.
So, like, when they were in the hospital and they found out the bullet hit his spine and he might not walk again, like, kind of like you said, like, was she sad that he couldn't walk again, or was she sad she couldn't fuck him?
Come on, man. Are we really?
I know it's a real question, bro. It's a real question, bro.
Actually,
because she was real excited to get some dick in her life, bro.
I mean, yes, that is true, but
she's been fast tail since the first episode. Matter of fact, the first episode, the sister called her fast, and she's been drinking. She was looking forward to some dick. I'm just saying.
That's why she's really crying.
Oh yeah, I think that's why she's crying, bro. And then maybe you know, maybe he may not walk again, but you know, he could live like the Lieutenant Dan style lifestyle. So I mean, I don't know why she's crying.
I mean, because he was gonna get them out the hood, and
Dang,
bro. Now I gotta work and like get a job and be responsible.
Yeah. That's crazy. So y'all think she gonna leave him?
Probably for niggas that could walk, yeah.
That's crazy. These hoes ain't lying.
Does he seem like a day won't hold you down type? Like,
nah, because remember she was in the club with the 100 too.
Yeah,
high as a motherfucker.
I'm just saying.
Almost ended up in the Seahorse Motel. Shit,
like
real out there.
In old boy's defense, like you don't need a walk to be able to get it up, but like at the same time, it's like you just there. Like he really gonna have to work on his like upper body strength to do a whole lot. I'm just saying, bro. Just like
it is what it is.
You on like some pull up bar shit. I don't know. Best of luck to him. And then at the end of the episode, the mom apologized to Jefferson. She was like, "I'm sorry, I threatened to try and take the girls away, or Jennifer away at least. There's danger everywhere." And then followed by that, the Taylor. The Taylor was like, he saw Tobias, and apparently like Tobias is Black Lightning's arch enemy, but for whatever reason, the Taylor didn't want Black Lightning to know that Tobias was still alive and kicking. So he deleted the footage with Tobias in there, and I think the episode pretty much ended like that.
Well, no, you remember the mom also in the hospital was like, "What's going on with your wife, with the older sister?" So I'm kind of curious to see when is she gonna finally reveal to the family that she has powers, and when she does, is Jefferson gonna reveal that he's Black Lightning to her, or is he gonna still try to hide it?
Good question. We were also asking, like, since she's practicing her powers, what is she truly going to do? Is she going to go out and be a vigilante as well? Or
well, yeah, they hinted at that.
True motive?
Because she says she's tired of marching.
I know what she's about to do. She's about to be a super lesbian.
All right, bro. Whatever that means.
Picking up all the lesbian librarians.
But yeah, shout out to my mans that got shot. He can't walk no more. So what happens when Superman don't come in the hood? It wouldn't have happened if Superman was there.
It's all Superman fault then.
Right. Just get deprived of their nut. Damn.
Want to be sleeping, freaking Kryptonian sleep, and then wake up and fight the Justice League and stuff.
You know he got super hearing. He can hear them.
Right.
Bro.
You can hear the cries of the hood. You just don't care. It's all good though. It's all good.
You ever just think like Superman can hear like everything, right? Like, you ever think he just hears like a rape going on and just be like, maybe next time?
Yeah, because it's not in the part of town that he cares to defend.
You're right. He said that ain't Lois Lane. All right, I'm gonna let Batman handle.
There's literally no reason for the 100 to exist with a hero like superhero in your town, Superman in your town. I can maybe make the argument if it was Batman in Metropolis, because Batman is always fighting crime bosses when he's not fighting his rogues gallery. But like a hero like Superman, there should be no reason why there's any type of crime bosses in your city. You should be striking fear in all they damn hearts.
I feel that. But with that said, I mean, that's pretty much our thoughts. I love where this show's going with all the messages that are in the show. It's really positive. I feel like it gives it's one of those shows that gives Black perspective, but you know, it's also done in a way where
it's not preachy.
It's and like other people can enjoy it. Like it's one of those things where we finally have another set of good representation on TV.
They hit a nice middle ground. It's not like militant, but then it's not ignorant either. Like there's some gems in there.
Yeah.
What's it? I was gonna say that I think they're 3 for 3. This was another good episode so far.
Oh, definitely.
Agreed.
Although there are like things I may not like in the show, I feel like overall it's overwhelmingly positive in my eyes in terms of how much I'm like enjoying it. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That said, y'all got anything else to say?
Nope, I think we pretty much covered it all.
Yeah, remember to hit the like button, comment in the comment section below what you thought about episode 3. And if you want to be in a video like this, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GI updates. There will be a link in the description box below. Some of that money goes to help JG, some of it goes to help Black. We need to help get Black a library card. So that he can learn some things about genetic mutation. Other than that, got it, Black. Tell them what you got to tell them.
Stay enlightened, gamers, and I'm not going to the library. So yeah.